everyone. Welcome to online classes. So, in our previous class, we were learning about the living organisms, that is, the characteristics of the living organisms, right? So, we saw many different characteristics. We saw they respire, they respond to stimulus, all such characteristics we had seen, right? So all such characteristics we have seen. So in this class we can add on some more characteristics to the living organisms. Fine. So let us enter into the characteristics. Each slide I would explain certain characteristics and we shall end up this chapter in this session. Fine. Now getting into the first characteristic for the day, the living organisms and the excretion, right? What is excretion? Excretion is a process of removal of the waste substances from the body of an organism. Okay, so all the living organisms would do this. Fine. Otherwise what will happen, all the toxic substances, all the substances that they have intaken would get converted into toxic materials if they stay inside for a longer period of time, right? So therefore they must be eliminated out, they must be ejected out from the body periodically. Fine. So this elimination of the waste from the body of an organism is called as excretion. Fine. Now so all the organisms for that matter, the animals excrete. So for example we have birds, we have different kinds of animals which excrete in the form of urine and fecal material, right? So we have uric acid which is excreted, you have urea excreted out from the body. These are toxic if they stay inside the body for a longer period of time, right? If the urea is not excreted properly at proper intervals of time in human beings, it will lead to kidney stones. We very much know that, right? Similarly, in other organisms also, the waste materials must be ejected out. Okay, so that process of ejection is called as excretion. Fine. So in birds, uric acid is excreted, therefore they are called as uricotelic organisms, right? We are ureotelic because we excrete out urea, right? The solid wastes are excreted in the form of fecal material, right? And in plants also the excretion is seen. Okay, so the excess amount of water which is not required for the plant, right? So that type of water is eliminated from its body surfaces. Okay, how? By the process of transpiration. Okay, we know that transpiration is the removal of excess amount of water, right? So that is a waste product that is eliminated from the plant, right? Then what happens, it takes in the carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen. Oxygen is not required for the plant, only a certain amount of oxygen is taken for its respiration and the rest of it is eliminated out, right? That is the gaseous waste that is eliminated out. And so in some plants what will happen, they store all the waste materials in their body parts and they fall off, like how we have the falling of leaves, the falling of fruits, like this, right? So all the waste products will be eliminated in such way. Okay, we also have the rubber coming out from the plants. If you see the rubber plants, there the milk exudates from the plant or the tree of the rubber, right? So that can also be seen in the plants. That is also one kind of waste material that is eliminated. Okay, that is ejected. We can see gums. Can you see here gum and resins, right? So these are also the waste materials that is ejected out from the plant body. So in general we can tell all the living organism will excrete the waste products. Okay, it can be in the form of secretions. See, in human beings we excrete out the waste of water waste in the form of sweat, right? Sweat we have, and the sebum, some of the oil glands will produce the oil and will be excreted, right? And we have the urine and we have the fecal material, right? So that is the form of excretion in human beings especially, right? Similarly, every living organism will excrete. Okay, so we do not find any non-living thing, for example a table, a TV, It cannot excrete out because they intake nothing and they are not living also, right? So that is the one special characteristic of the living organism, that is to excrete. Okay, now getting into the next characteristic, all the living things reproduce their own kind. Why we tell of their own kind? Because the dogs can never give rise to cats, right? Dogs will give rise to only puppies, cats can give rise to only kittens, and human beings to a fetus, right? So in that way, all the organisms reproduce to produce their young ones of their own kind, right? Human beings will produce their own kind, right? So that word is very important. Okay, so living things produce. Why do they reproduce? If our ancestors had not reproduced, then we were not present at all. They also have died, and we were also not been able to live here, right? In that case, all the living things will be vanished after their death. Once it is created, if they do not reproduce, the entire earth will be barren. It will have nothing in it, right? So that must be a characteristic which is given to the living organism to give birth to their young ones, so that the continuity of life is seen, right? The life continues, even the ancestors, even the parents die, right? So that is because of the reproduction. Okay, so the continuity of life is possible only when the organism reproduce, right? So there are different kinds of organisms which reproduce in different ways. Okay, there are certain organisms which lay eggs, and from the eggs, when they hatch out, they give rise to small organisms of their own kind, right? So we have birds like that, right? So birds lay hen I mean birds lay eggs, and the eggs hatch out to give a new bird from it, right? So that is one form of reproduction. Okay, there are other reproducing animals in which they give birth to the young ones directly, like how we can see in the case of human beings and cows and such kind of mammals, we can tell. Okay, they give rise to their young ones directly, right? So there are other kind of organisms which can give birth in the different forms, right? So this in total is the reproduction for the process of giving rise to their young ones of their own kind. Okay, this takes place in the plants as well, but little in a different manner. Okay, how does this take place in the plants? We shall see. Fine. Now, if there is a rose plant, if we cut the stem and plant it again into the soil in the next pot, it will grow again, right? So there was one rose plant before. Now how many rose plants we have got? We have got two. That means the plant has reproduced into another rose plant of its own kind, right? So that is also one form of reproduction, that is called as asexual reproduction. Okay, so such kind of reproduction can be seen in the potato tubers also. So what happens if you cut a piece of potato and plant it and sow it inside the soil? You get potato plants, right? So potato is also another example for such kind of reproduction. We have ginger. So similarly, we have bryophyllum. From the leaves we get small other leaflets, and then they grow into a new plant, right? So that is also another example for reproduction, right? And we also have a common way of reproduction, that is, we sow the seeds, we get a new plants, right? So seed is seed, what we can tell, it is a structure that helps in reproduction. It is a bank for reproduction. Okay, so seed contains all the things that is required for the growth of the new plantlet. Okay, so when the seed is sown, it forms roots and it forms shoots. Okay, then slowly it starts getting sprouted up into a small shoot, and then it will grow into a plant, right? So seeds are the reproductive structures in case of the plants. So we can conclude that both the plants as well as the other living creatures that is present on the earth can reproduce. Okay, this is one of the main characteristic of an organism, of a living organism for that matter. Okay, see, then we shall enter into a new characteristic called as the movement. Okay, all the living organisms show movement. Obviously, if we have to go from one place to another place, locomotion is responsible. The legs and the hands help us to move from one place to another place. We have seen many organisms, many cows, many animals for that matter, moving from one place to another place, right? So it can be flight also in case of birds. By flying, they can move from one place to another place, right? So in plants, but they are stationary, but they move, they show movement. How they show movement? There are many substances inside the plant which is moving. Water, it can be minerals, it can be nutrients which is moving inside the plant body. Okay, so that is one type of movement, and plants show various kinds of movements. You would have seen the plant moving towards the sunlight. Wherever the sunlight goes, it just moves along with the sun, right? So that is the movement shown by the plant. And we have the movement towards chemicals. We have the movement towards the geo, that means the gravity, fine. So all those things are the movement. They are stationary, but they show a little movement. When the wind blows, we have the leaves which are just shaking like that, right? So they all show movement in different kinds, fine. See, ultimately the organism would die, right? So all the living organisms die. That is also another characteristic of all the living organisms, right? But still the life will be continued. The life of their own kind, or you can tell their type of life, will be continued on the earth. That is only because of reproduction. Okay, so all these are very important characteristics of all the living organisms, fine. So even if there are numerous varieties of organism, there is diversified life living objects on the earth. They show, all the living organisms show these common characteristics. Okay, only if these characteristics are present at a single time, if they can show all these characteristics, then only they are considered as living organisms. Because you can tell the car also moves from one place to another place, train also moves from one place to another. We cannot consider them as the living objects, because they do not respire, they do not excrete. It's all the characteristics will not be exhibited in one organism at the same time if they are not living. Okay, so all the living organisms exhibit these living characteristics at the same time. Okay, therefore they are considered as living organisms. Okay, so this concludes our chapter for today, and then we shall continue with the new chapter in our next class. Fine, thank you.